All right. Let me see something here. Anybody come in the chat? Let me know. Press 1 if you can.
That there has been another sensationalized.
Anybody come in the chat? Press 1. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, and hear and see the video. Press 2 if you can just hear me, see me.
News story created to manipulate the emotions of black people. Being passed around in these internet streets. Black folks, why didn't you know this? Why did you not know this? How is it possible that you didn't know that she recanted her story years ago, 60 years ago? Dang near. She had been recanted her story. This isn't the first time. As a matter of fact, the historian who wrote the book took her statement 9 years ago in 2008. The FBI launched an investigation in 2006 that found that her statements were unfounded. Truth. So why is it that we have to wait for the media to stir the pot, stir up this anger and this frustration and and I'm not trying to tone your emotions. I'm saying you should be angry, you should be frustrated, but it shouldn't be on the backs of what the media is serving you. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be because a white historian is trying to make some coin off of the murder of a black boy. That's not history. And it's coming to be obvious to me that a lot of you don't.
My people, this is a little bit long, but stick with me. It got a hell of a ending. You don't want to miss it.
The Justice Department says it is largely because of this young man that the case has been reopened. His name is Keith Beauchamp, an amateur filmmaker from Louisiana. Like a lot of people in this country, he was moved by the shocking photograph of Emmett Till's corpse that he saw while looking through old magazines when he was just 10 years old. And ever since, Beauchamp has devoted much of his life to uncovering the truth about what happened to Emmett Till.
After seeing the photograph, it shocked me tremendously. And my parents came in and sat me down and explained to me at that time the story of Emmett Till. And it hit me hard. It really hit me hard.
I heard the same story. I mean, I remember seeing this picture in that Jet magazine when I was a kid. I think Emmett Till and I were probably about the same age in 1955, 14 years old. And growing up in Philadelphia, you knew vaguely about the South, but like others, my parents had protected me from the realities of the South. When I saw that picture and I said, hey, that's when I got my first lesson about the South.
Everyone has a story when they first saw that photograph. It stuck with me that how could this person be killed this way? A youth, it was like me. It was amazing to me that something like that could happen.
Keith Beauchamp told us that after reviewing thousands of old documents and talking to numerous witnesses with knowledge of the crime, he believes that at least 14 people may have been involved in the kidnapping and murder of Emmett Till, and that 5 of them are still alive. You describe much of this to federal and state investigators.
Absolutely.
And their reaction to that information?
Their reaction was overwhelming. They couldn't believe that a person this young would be so interested in finding out the truth. I guess they were really stunned that I did so much research on this case.
So was Senator Charles Schumer, a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which has oversight of the Justice Department. After meeting with Keith Beauchamp and his attorney Ken Thompson, and examining the research Beauchamp was gathering for a documentary film he was working on, Senator Schumer urged the department to reopen the Emmett Till case, saying it was never fully investigated 50 years ago. A case based largely on the research of Keith Beauchamp. Among his discoveries was Henry Lee Loggins, now 81 years old and living in Ohio. At the time of the murder, Loggins was working for J.W. Milam. FBI files from 1955 refer to witnesses who claim they saw Loggins on the truck with Emmett Till after he was abducted. One respected black newspaper at the time even reported that Loggins allegedly held Emmett Till down as Milam and Bryant tortured him. Loggins was also reportedly ordered by them to attach the fan from a cotton gin around Till's neck just before tossing him into the Tallahatchie River. Henry Lee Loggins is now under investigation by the Justice Department. When we talked to him recently, he denied the allegations that have dogged him for half a century.
I wouldn't sit here and tell a lie. I wasn't with them people. I ain't saw nothing.
How do you think your name came up? I mean, not just in newspaper articles, but also with the FBI. Why did people say that Henry Lee Loggins was there?
I can't figure that out. I can't figure that out to the day.
Henry Lee, how do you explain all these stories that just won't go away?
Such as what?
Such as you were there on the back of the truck.
Which I wasn't.
That you participated in the abduction, the kidnapping, and the murder of Emmett Till.
Which I wasn't.
That you tossed his body in the river.
Which I wasn't. What's your name?
Ed.
Mr. Ed, I wouldn't sit here and tell you no lie. I don't know nothing about that case.
What are you going to do when the FBI comes knocking?
I'll tell them the same thing, that I wasn't there. And that's for them too. Lord know I wasn't there.
5 other black men, now dead, have also been implicated in some way in the abduction and murder of Emmett Till.
You've heard, white men were involved, and that was it. It was a white and black man. You can help but, be amazed.
It seems clear that black men were involved. Emmett Till's late great-uncle Mose Wright said there was a black man on the porch when J.W. Milam and Roy Bryant came to take Emmett Till. He also said he heard a woman's voice that night coming from a truck parked outside. He believed it was Roy Bryant's wife, Carol, the woman Emmett Till had whistled at several days earlier inside her husband's grocery store in Money, Mississippi. Mose Wright's son, Simeon, Emmett's cousin, says his father told him the same thing.
Oh, yes, it was another man standing on the porch. My dad talked about it. There was another person in the truck, because when they marched Emmett out to the truck, and they asked the person inside the truck, is this the one? My dad said he heard a woman's voice identifying Emmett as the boy that did the whistling.
And then Bill Cosby.
Here it go right here. Listen up to this. Listen up to this. No, pay attention to this.
Boy ain't had no peace since. Because he could not. NBC, owned by General Electric. CBS, owned by Westinghouse. Them 2 companies alone make 87% of all the weapons on this planet that kill people is made out of them 2 companies. And they gonna give us the news. You know when his son was killed, they told us it wasn't robbery. They found $6,000 cash and credit cards and cell phone, and they went and arrested that Russian boy. 9 months later, said it was robbery. And we checked it out. The Russian boy was in Mexico that night. He wasn't even here, so even the lawyer they said it was a trick. That's the games they play. In some kind of way, we got to understand that. Look at TV. Look at it for entertainment. Look at the news for entertainment. 98% of stuff they're saying, you don't even have to be smart, y'all lie. See, the O.J. trial, the trial of the century. And nobody said, well, wait a minute. What about the Nuremberg trial? What about Brown versus Topeka, Kansas? And if there was going to be a trial of the century pertaining to black people, it looked like we would say, we'll pick. On April the 4th, 1968, I planet lasts 10 billion years, the only reason America will be mentioned will be because of Dr. King and that movement. That's the only way America will ever be a footnote, will ever get her name mentioned. I was at the trial in Memphis. I want to show you all quickly, explain to you why that jury of 6 blacks and 6 whites after 3 hours came back and found that white boy guilty of conspiring to kill Martin Luther King. And they went further than that. They also said there was some co-conspirators, black folks, unnamed, that was involved. I want to show you a little 3-minute clip of the minister. Dr. King was going by his house for dinner. He was due at 7, but they had to move it up because 7 would be a little too dark to shoot somebody. So they moved it to 6 o'clock. 2 years ago at a press conference in Memphis, I get a call. And they said, so-and-so is thinking about killing so-and-so, so-and-so. I said, what? They said, well, he said something at a press conference. I said, put him on the phone. I said, whatever you do, get that film. Because once NBC realized what this brother was slipped and said, we will never get our hands on the film. What you're fixing to see now went into the evidence in the King trial where they brought a wrongful death suit, and I'll explain that to you quickly in a minute. But what you're fixing to witness now is the man who came by to get King taken to dinner. And 30 years later at a press conference, he slipped because God do baffle your mind sometimes. You look,
if you may have heard this, may be new to you, but listen to what he just said. Starting from, he just said, 5:45, we walked out on the balcony. I'm gonna press play.
And he was talking to people in the courtyard. He stood here and I stood there. Only as I moved away, so we could have a clear shot, the shot rang out. Thank you. Turned around and then back on the balcony.
Now, I don't know what the rest of the speech was about and what else he had to say, but what he said, it put him in a bad light. Still, all these years later, still puts him in a bad light.
So the Masons had a part in killing Martin Luther King. To defeat your enemy, you must know your enemy. This is not about race, people. Long as we fighting each other and killing each other, we cannot fight the true enemy. Let's see a few Masons. It has nothing to do with race, skin color.
And with that, I'm ready to go take my black behind back on to the plantation. I catch y'all in the chat room. Y'all be blessed and be safe.